and also exploring the murderous hate that drove the terrorist attackers.
Oil companies need to be held responsible for the consequences of our addiction to their product.
Rock on.
The young people of America are especially interested in how they can serve.
We need a national campaign of public awareness to show consumers that when they properly inflate their tires, I'm for giving away gas gauges at the stations and to make sure that there's an education program that's in place. You can start helping consumers today.
And I'm going to help you today. This is educational, not from the federal government, though. You see this two-tone Subaru? It's owned by a professor of the university, and he drives the big V6, the two-tone Subaru with leather seats. And this professor is driving a two-tone Subaru also, with the plastic stripes on it. So when he gets in an accident, you have to order the stripes, which come in boxes shipped by diesel trucks. You see where I'm going? And he teaches economics at the university. So I know people can't afford their health care, but they can afford two-tone automobiles. Now, here's what we're talking about: inefficiency in automobile design. Here, to fix this car, you need twice the paint. You need one color for the gray and the other color, blue, for the blue. So when you get in an accident, you have to buy twice the cans, shipped by diesel truck, mind you, and it just costs more.
Here's a Ford Focus SC. Then when you paint the car, you got to buy all new emblems because you can't glue them back on. Okay? Here's a one-way, you got to get new plastic because you're going to break them taking them off. Well, where do you get them? I'll go down to the Ford dealer and waste their time. I'm sure the parts guy wants to deal with me. You know what I'm saying? So they run the wire harness. You can't just have a, clip to unplug the thing. It runs all the way up here, and it's very sophisticated, Jesus. And look at this, Jesus. They can't afford their health care insurance, but they run a cable all the way to the device. It's a cable, Daddy. And then you got this starter light, thanks to Ralph Nader. What a waste. Look at it. Oh, look at that. It's plastic. That button's plastic. You got to drill it. Then you got to fit it in there. Then when you get in an accident, you got to fix it. And then people bitch, well, the car's too expensive. It's too expensive, Daddy. Look at the quality. It sucks here. Yeah, Ford.
Chevy does the same thing right here. Two-tone truck. Why would you do a two-tone truck with stripes on it that are shipped in cardboard boxes? Okay, yeah, and there's a big chunk of aluminum put on the back of a truck. It's a truck. It's a truck. Two-tone truck. Get real. Grow up. And then when you buy a car, don't have pearl in its paint. Okay, then you have to paint the whole side. What a waste. And then when you buy a car, don't buy a car with so many pieces of plastic on the front. Now, when you get in an accident, they're all shipped in cardboard boxes. Look at all the pieces to this one car. You don't need all these pieces. 3 grills. Come on, don't tell me my jet ski's ruining the world. Let me show you what you need. A simple car. Democrats need a simple car like this. 1 piece of plastic. That's it. No grill. When you get in an accident, it's cheap to fix. The Democrats at the New York Times discriminate against small cars, yet they bitch about big oil and pollution. Watch this. Here's my story. In the New York Times last year, there was a gentleman who designed a small fuel-efficient car in India. Well, see, the New York Times did an editorial about this gentleman, and they more or less put him down, mocked him out, said that he should use his talents elsewhere, that he didn't build the perfect car, because it still polluted a little bit. And then, of course, the New York Times did another little story mocking out the smart car, and they called people who drive them clowns and stupid, and really, why would you do this? But yet, the New York Times, they know where they get their money from. Now look at this, the New York Times. What do they advertise? Oh yes, they accuse Mr. Tata there of not building affordable cars, and that's one of his down points. But look, luxury cars. Remember Bob Beckel? His Jeep. There it is. There it is. Yep. There's the old Infiniti, the Q56, and there's the BMW. There it is. There's the Porsche. Let's see how affordable they are. Oh, look at the horsepower. Daddy, look at the horsepower. Yep, there's the Cadillac. They got the Cadillac advertised in the New York Times. And, of course, there's the Navigator that Terry McAuliffe drives. Yeah, and there's the Hummer, come on, and the SUV, and, MTV. Here's the funny part. It's difficult to get an editor at the New York Times to understand something when his salary depends upon not understanding it.
We will get 1,150 mile per gallon plug-in hybrids on our roads, made in America, within 6 years' time. We can do that.
What's he talking about? What's he talking about? I didn't see any of those cars on his website.
We can do that.
Diesel, did you see those cars on his website?
We'll give consumers a $7,000 tax credit to buy these
You gotta
vehicles.
be kidding me.
We can do that.
$7,000? Why not give a
We can
$1,000
do that.
tax break for people who buy subcompacts and mini cars? Wouldn't that help the poor
We
and the
can do
lower
that.
middle class?
We're going to increase fuel mileage standards, 4% every year. We can do that.
4%? Come on. Anyone who
We
knows
can do
anything
that.
about cars, that's impossible. You can't do that. What's he think I'm a fool?
We
What's
can
wrong
do
with
that.
him? What's wrong with him? It's impossible.
By 2022, I will make it a goal to have 6 billion gallons of our fuel come from sustainable, affordable biofuels.
Let me read that again. Last year's energy bill required that 36 billion gallons of biofuels be produced annually by 2022.
Mr. Obama, 6 billion isn't a lot, but it's something. But I think you should still get together with the oil men if you want to save this country.
I focused on putting resources into solar, wind, biodiesel, geothermal. These have been priorities of mine since I got to the Senate. None of these steps will come close to seriously reducing our energy dependence in the long term.
This president, in every State of the Union address, has talked about becoming more energy independent. But we have become more energy dependent practically every year.
Yeah, that's because the Democrats won't let other Democrats drill.
Now it's 70%. When I think this president started, it was less than 60.
No, it's 60%.
The
When he took
problem
office, it was
is that
56.
We've had 2 oil men in the White House.
Blame it on the
3%
oil
of
men.
The oil reserves in the world, we consume 25% of the oil. We have to stop consuming so much.
You're
That's
right, Al.
energy
Democrats
efficiency.
have to stop consuming so
so
much.
this is stuff
Remember
I've been
when
talking
Clinton took
about for
office,
a
we were
while.
importing 40% of our oil, and then when Clinton left office, it was up to 56%. Yet you're complaining about Bush going from 56% to 60%? Wake up! Wake up! And then our consumption of Persian oil has gone down under Bush. It went up quite a bit under Clinton. And remember, when Clinton took office, we were using 17 million barrels a day. When he left, it was 21 million barrels a day. And when Bush took office, it was 21 million, and he got it down to 19 and a half. What's going on in America? Maybe this lower class neighborhood knows. Look, Daddy, there's another one. There's another one.
Or you have cars you can't afford to drive.
There's another one. When I get older, I want an SUV, Daddy. I'm addicted to the SUV, and I'm a Democrat, and I'm loving
Break the
it.
addiction.
Truly addicted to oil and gas.
Our addiction to oil,
Our addiction to oil.
Our addiction to oil.
further addicted to that product.
Break their addiction.
Addicted to dead dinosaurs.
Breaking our oil addiction.
Our addiction to their product.
Our country's addiction to oil.
And we'll create 5 million new jobs in the process.
What kind of jobs are we talking about?
When we talk about wind turbines and the wind industry, someone must design that turbine. That's a job. Someone must build that turbine. That's a job. Someone has to install that turbine. That's a job. And somebody's got to maintain it. Those are jobs for America.